Hey guys, welcome to True Secret Nation. It's good to see you guys today. We got a beautiful backdrop going on here. We outside today. All right, getting away, getting out of the house, man. All right, and to begin today's video, I want to say all praise to the Most High God of Israel today. All right, and guys, praise the Semaim, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we're just gonna get right into it today, guys. Documenting, doing our vlogs here in the end times, guys. Uh, Let me just be frank with you, ladies and gentlemen. There has been significant things going on here in the spirit. Really significant, man. Okay, guys, as God's people, we are facing an exorbitant amount of heavy pressure. Okay, now what do I mean by that? Well, for one, let's go ahead and get it with an anime reference, okay, that has really resonated with me. Guys, in Dragon Ball Super, I don't know if you guys have ever watched that, or um, there's a scene where in the future Trunks saga, he comes back and Vegeta shows him Super Saiyan God. All right, Blue to be specific, and Trunks specifically says he can't sense Vegeta's energy, but he can feel an extreme pressure. He's like, "What is this pressure?" In English dub, anyway. What is this pressure? It was the same thing when the Battle of Gods in this Dragon Ball Z arc, when the gods were introduced. There was this whole concept of God Ki, okay, where all throughout Dragon Ball you could sense they was able to sense people's energy, power levels, and gauge based on how powerful somebody is, comparable to their own. Okay, now when the God Ki was introduced, it was almost like they kept saying, well, they can't sense the energy, but they can still feel a pressure. It's like a really hard pressure that they can feel. Okay, now let's get back on to what is actually going on here in this reality. Okay, a lot of us, and you even as one of God's people, you may be feeling this as well, man. Okay, it's very crucial and important that we be one with the Creator. Okay, be in prayer, meditation. All right, and there's so many different factors coming up these days, guys, on why we are feeling the way we are. Okay, and we strive to protect our peace at all costs. Okay, we submit ourselves to the Lord. We submit ourselves to Heavenly Father. And thank you, Spirit, for coming through today. We want to just rock and roll, man. All right, we got some good information for you guys today. You know, we face extreme pushback on a lot of our ministry. Okay, each one of us has a different role here in whatever our ministry is and what we talk about. So many different, you know, so many different. I want to say negative. I guess you could say negative energy coming our way and to stop us from doing what we're doing. Okay, guys? But don't let that discourage you. All right? This world is passing away. Okay? So, with that being said, our goal and what we strive to do should be in communion with Heavenly Father, in prayer, always. Okay? Not letting up. I'm talking about always, man. Okay? You know, It's not about bragging or none of this, man. You know, everybody's got a personal. You build. You know, we are uniquely divinely created, guys, and you know it's very important that we connect with the Creator. Okay, you know, uh, nowadays more than ever, man. Okay, nowadays more than ever, and the reason for that is because again the earth is passing away, guys. You know, there's so many things happening in the world. There's so much negativity. People are crashing out. People are having panic attacks. All of this stuff, man. It's really it's terrible, man. But we don't let that stop us, man. Okay, you know, as a matter of fact, that's the reason why we need salvation, is because of what is going on in this world, man. All right, you know, uh, due to what is going on in this world, so much. Wow, man. Wow. You know, guys, it's very important that you realize on what is going on in this current day and age, man. Because I'll tell you, and I'll be straight up with you guys right now. You know, extreme amounts of spiritual warfare in these last days, guys. You know, this is why we need to be ready to die for our Creator, man. We can't be afraid of death, man. We can't be afraid of it, man. Because we already know. We already know what we already know. We already know, man. Okay, we already know. You know, we already know that God is out here looking after us and looking after His people, man. You know, and that's what I said, man. It don't mean you got to be, I'm not saying do nothing crazy or nothing like that, man. But you walk throughout your life in confidence and stride, knowing that, oh man, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. What is there to be afraid of, guys? Our loss of our physical vessels, or, really, when you think about it, what are you afraid of? Losing your house, a material item? I'm talking about specifically, what are you afraid of when it comes to dying? This is why it's important to seek salvation. This is why it's important to be reading the scriptures, being in prayer. Okay, we are comforted here in these last days. Okay, and at the same time, it's about being confident, even though we don't even know, guys. There's so much that we don't know, man. See, Heavenly Father has kept a lot of things obscured from mankind, and that's for Yah's reason alone. We are, guys. Our, you know, being in communion with our Father in heaven is an extremely sacred blessing, man. You know, it's extremely encouraging to come on here and to be talking with you guys like this, man. Don't be scared of it. Don't be. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Don't be scared of death, man. You know, that don't mean you just give up. Oh, it's just like we rocking while we here. We learning. There's so much to learn, and man, whatever the process is when we leave this plane and whenever we are spirits leave our physical vessels, we can be comforted knowing that whatever Yah has for us, that's what's going to be had for us, man. Okay? There is nothing to be scared of with this, man. This is why we come on here. We are rigorous in this, man. We'd love to encourage you guys to continue to come on. I'm telling you, it's now more than ever, man, because we have a whole series on this channel dedicated to Heavenly Father, talking about America under Babylon, these things that are going on in today's world, man. All of what Yeshua speaks of in the book of Matthew, hearing all these rumors of wars, all of these things, man. And now we are in the wars right now, guys. America is rocking with Israel, and they're at war with Iran, man. Okay? And guys, you may think, well, we don't need to be concerned about what's going on in the world. We do need to be concerned about what's going on in the world. We cannot be ignorant of the devil's devices and what is going on here. And this is where I think the disconnect comes with a lot of things. People are really scared to learn about these things, man. You know, you know, but 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 I'm encouraging you, man. See, this is when we, see the fear of Yah. When we have, when we fear the Lord, okay, whom do we have to be afraid of? You see what I'm saying? Now that doesn't mean that we don't experience some anxious or anxiety or some things about trying new things or whatever. It's all about natural process of getting used to things, man. Okay. But see, Father did not give us the spirit of fear. Okay. We always strive to conquer fear. We always strive to conquer these things. Okay. We try the best that we can. And that's all we can do. Okay. You know, um, and wow, guys, I think it's really interesting in these days where a lot of the agents of the devil and demonically possessed people are working around the clock to stop us from encouraging others and to get you to build up your relationship up with Christ and our Creator. Okay? And always seek improvement, always seek judgment, always seek things in the heavens above. You know, don't be fixated on so many things of this world, man. You know, everybody's so worried about the material items, or I don't want to lose that, or I don't want to lose this, man. You know, guys, I'm gonna tell you something, man. We go through it, and we go through as a people here in the devil's world extreme pressure. This is what the pressure that we are feeling. You may think of, see, they have masked all of our spiritual senses. They have masked all our spiritual senses under the guise of this anxiety or anything with mental health or stress and all these things with in combination with the medication. And in reality, though, a lot of the times, man, see, God is warning us of things, man. You know, this is what our intuition and our spiritual senses, come through, man. This is what they talk about in spiritual warfare. What do you think, guys? Even in the church, you hear they talk. They want, what do you think spiritual warfare is? Okay, we can't be concerned about what anybody else is, whatever the Creator has us doing. That is what we need to be happy and strive to do. Okay, and guys, this is why it's important to also be one with Spirit. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. When you have God by your side, Heavenly Father, even the most basic things that you think that you thought you couldn't do before, I guarantee you're gonna feel a lot more confident when you start reading the Bible, when you start trying to live your life in according to the Bible, man. Yah knows and understands that we are not perfect. We're learning. Yah is extremely patient, man. Okay, we do not strive to try Yah's patience though when it comes to sin. Okay, this is why it is important that when we are trying to get sin out of our lives, see, Yah helps and works with us. And this is a benefit, man. When you get sin out of, now getting sin out of your life doesn't mean you're perfect. That's why I want to address it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you make mistakes, right? But sinning, man, these unrighteous, blasphemous things that a lot of the nations have imposed on our people. Okay. And I thank you, Spirit, for coming through heavily today. We got a beautiful, nice backdrop, man. It's a beautiful day out. It's not too hot, not too cold. Really good balance. Out in the sunshine. All right. This is great, man. It's great. And guys, I really appreciate you for tuning in, man. And then this whole channel is dedicated to Heavenly Father. It's a blessing and honor to continue to come on here and be used, man. Okay. I strive to serve. I live to serve. And this is the and see this is it's great, man. Your spirit is so fulfilled in ways that you can't even begin to imagine. Okay. Now let's go ahead and touch back on this kind of like medication dealio and what society has been dealing with these days. Okay. A lot of times they will see us having an extraordinary amount of zealousness for our Creator, and they will try to say that we are sick. They will try to say that we need to be on medication or bipolar or whatever it is, man. And see, what happens is that discourages a lot of people because there's a vast majority, an entire system that's talking about. There's been people that have been ostracized and put in mental asylums because of I'll share another experience with you guys, man. When I was in the beginning journey stages of Christ, or my journey with Christ, I looked up. I was like, hearing voices from God, man. Talking with our Creator, through prayer. All right, and it was really interesting on what I saw, where a lot of people just automatically jump to the conclusion of loony bin, okay, or you crazy and stuff, man. And oh man, it's I'm gonna tell you something, guys. You gotta be, man. Look, man, mental health is a very real thing. Okay, guys. As a matter of fact, when we read the Bible and in prayer, that helps our mental health. Okay, see, our Yah has created us, man. Okay, Yah knows all about the brain. Okay, so a lot of the times, man, don't put all your eggs in one basket with some of this medication or whatever. You just got to be careful of it, man. I'm not telling you to just toss out everything and just you got to be careful with this stuff. you know if you got a medication that you don't want to be on, then wean off of it. Go and talk with, being in prayer combination with whatever I'm telling you, man. Don't let any of this stuff, don't let people are held back because they don't want to be called crazy. This whole society has been deemed as, especially somebody that's like rigorously in what they're talking about in faith and encouraging others to go into prayer, man. It's a very sacred thing, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of these churches and the whole basic idea of church is really skewed, man. Really skewed in heaven and our Creator, okay? And this is why we need to connect with the Word as well, man. You see, one interesting thing that I found is that, I've been a big, talker about the Apocrypha, the scriptures that are not typically looked at, right? Or considered, or things like that. And guys, there is definitely some scriptures that can supplement the King James Bible. And I know I've been really outspoken about the King James Bible as well. But ladies and gentlemen, it's always about when we aren't aware of something specific initially, we always are striving to correct ourselves and be open to correction. This is what it all about is this is what it's all about, and taking heed and take heed to instruction. Okay. And you know what, man? This is why I've always been a heavy believer. I said, whatever translation you're using, if you're in prayer with Heavenly Father, whatever Yah has, whatever version you are looking at, tailored to your needs, then that's great. I don't want to discourage nobody from whatever Bible they're using. I'm also, but it's also important to be aware that there are some, just like in today's movies and everything else, there are certain organizations that have a certain narrative or a certain canonical narrative they want you to follow, And then there are certain things that are changed in the scriptures. It's just important to be aware of that. But again, don't get discouraged, because even if, guess what, even if you're reading a translation that you later on find out that it is part of a secular, or kind of some postmodern type of stuff, or really specific narrative, you can always go back. See, Father will guide you on what book on what version you need to read, and what's tailored for you. Okay, everybody's different, man. Everybody's different. And man, I'm gonna be honest. One of the things about the King James version initially, man, it's been really encouraging. Actually, reading and taking the time to look more into it, I love the King James version of the Bible. I like it. I actually like the old English as well. You know, it's great. It's really fulfilling, guys. But we're not gonna keep this video too long, guys. I just wanted to come on here. This is a Sunday talk of Light Nation on our vlogs, man. And don't let the devil try to stop you guys and from doing what is important to you and for the Creator. Okay. What you have to understand, guys, is we are living in a demonic, extremely demonic world. Okay, and it's masked as not something, people don't even know what demonic is. When you say demonic, it's automatically default. People got the red horn, or red dude with some horns and a pitchfork, and whatever kind of Hollywoodized picture of a demon is. Okay, this is why it's very important to be careful, man. You know, don't let this Hollywood idea of demonic, don't let that be the last stop, man, because that's not it. You know what I'm saying? That's completely skewed. Okay, you know, demonic and wicked, guys. Oh, it is so crucial to important, and to be safe, and to recognize, be one with our Creator, man. Because I'm gonna tell you guys, a lot of the times in our situations, see, Yah has us taken care of, man. Okay, I don't care what nobody else says, whether they're gonna be jealous or whatever it is. Yah has us taken care of, man. And see, this is why I said, even in those situations, we don't have anything to fear, man. Okay, we don't have anything to fear, anything, man. Especially when it comes to leaving or whatever, dude. I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. There's nothing to be scared of, man. We always strive to learn. We're gonna learn new things every day, man. Okay. But again, man, just be careful of this demonic stuff. You know, I'm telling you, man, just be careful, because it's not the Hollywood stuff. It's not the Hollywood stuff, man. You know, you guys got to be extremely careful with this stuff, because this stuff messes people up. Okay, see, a lot of times people don't even know that this stuff, the occult, witchcraft is real, man. You know, we live in a society where it's masked. It's really obscured. But guys, this is gonna be the video for today, man. I'm gonna keep this condensed. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't get discouraged, man. See, in these last days, our Creator is the salvation, man. It's salvation is with Christ. We will be saved, man. Okay, we will be saved from the destruction of the wicked and the godless. Okay, so much going on in these days. We got, you know, what do I want to say? Jabs going on here, medicine, supposedly under the guise of trying to help people. You know, so many things to lead people down to the pit of hell, and to have a hellish rest of their human experience. Okay, don't get discouraged, guys. You know, don't let this idea of hell, fire, and brimstone eternally when you die, don't let that stuff scare you, man. Don't, because a lot of that stuff is false. It's not the perception that specific churches are giving. It's not the. I'm telling you, man. Even with a lot of churches, they don't know Heavenly Father. You know, this is why it's important to seek wisdom and understanding under the wing of Heavenly Father in prayer and meditation. Prayer, guys, prayer, man. It's the most important thing. Okay, reading the Bible, yes, 100%. Do that, but you have to be in prayer, guys. You have to be in prayer. I can't put it any more straightforward than that. Okay. You guys take care though, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this encouraging Sunday talk. And this is wonderful, guys. Okay. You guys have a wonderful, heavenly, divinely blessed day. Okay. You stay safe, all my wonderful warriors of Heavenly Father. Yah loves you, and you guys continue to stay strong in your faith in these last days, and the devil oppressing us and trying to stop us and wait us off of our path. You guys take care, man. Love you guys. You guys stay strong. This is Truth Seeker signing out of Truth Seeker Nation. You guys take care. Bye bye.